Looks like I've got Miss Juliana Milrod here as my plaintiff and Colin Durham as the defendant. Miss Milrod, why are we in court today?
I am suing the defendant for a very embarrassing injury caused on my private parts and for the medical expenses that I do not believe I should pay.
Well, I think the court's intrigued. Miss Milrod, tell us more. How do you know this man?
He is my ex-boyfriend of a year and a half.
Talk about this injury you say you sustained to your private parts?
Yes.
My goodness, tell us more.
It started off with, we've been dating for a year and a half. I live in Los Angeles, California, and he lives in San Francisco.
Okay. Long distance, okay.
Yes, so we've been doing long distance for a while. And I booked my flight to San Francisco to go see him, and I arrived at 5:30. He was supposed to be there at 6.
Right.
He showed up at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
Yes.
And you said you landed at 5:30?
Yes.
And you stayed there and waited for him?
Yep. Because he said he was on his way. So clearly he lied to me.
Yeah, better you than me. Okay, so you finally, okay, so you finally get picked up by the defendant. You go to his home.
Yes, so the car ride was insanely awkward.
I imagine, yeah.
Because we were fighting. And, but we arrived back at his house, and I had noticed that the dinner that he claimed that he was working on was not completely done. It was just scattered everywhere.
Okay.
But we had missed each other so much, so we immediately were just, you know, starting to hook up and stuff.
Okay, so the fighting was done with.
Yeah,
Now it's
so
time.
the fighting was sort of, maybe it was just the tension that had built up. That's what I was assuming.
Okay, I know this. I know this one. I know this story.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we go to the making up.
Yes.
And then what happens?
And I immediately felt this burning sensation. From the inside out, it was like the most horrible feeling you could ever feel. And so I started crying and I was panicking, and he told me to stop being so dramatic and to shut up. And
I was not so disrespectful.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Durham. We'll get to you in a minute. And I just need to know where you're talking about, Miss Milrod, because you said private part.
Yes.
This is in your lady region?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And you said you were burning and screaming?
But I wasn't screaming, but I was. It felt horrible. It was like this horrible fire.
So what did you think it
sensation.
was?
So I didn't know what it was. I was thinking maybe is this like an STD of some sort? So I've never felt something like this. So yeah, I went straight to the emergency room. Thank God there was no wait, so I got right in.
Okay.
The doctors and nurses were also confused. They didn't really know what was going on. So they had suggested, okay, let's do a few STD tests, just make sure this is nothing that serious. And I didn't receive the results until the next day.
Oh, wow. So you had to go to sleep with that anxiety.
Exactly.
Because I'm anxious just hearing this story.
So I called him and I said, can you please come pick me up? I remember when he picked up my phone call, he sounded very groggy and he was very aggravated that I just had woke him up from his nap. Like it was such an inconvenience for him. He drove me back to his apartment. We got into a huge argument in the car. And so he started accusing me because I'm a model, I'm around a lot of guys, that I have an STD, and broke up with me on the spot.
So he ended the relationship
in the car.
Back from the urgent care?
Yes.
Oh my God, ma'am. Okay, continue, please.
So we arrived back at his apartment. Obviously there's a lot of tension, there's a lot going on. So the next few days were just so incredibly awkward because I'm still staying with him for a few more days.
Okay, while you're doing what? Waiting on the results?
Waiting on the results.
What happens, man? What are the results?
So, okay, so the next morning, I get all the STI results.
And what do they say?
And they're all negative.
So you do not have an STI?
So I do not have an STI.
Okay.
But I noticed that night when we got back, there was jalapenos everywhere.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, okay, well, if it's not an STI, it had to have been the jalapenos. He didn't wash his hands.
So you're telling me that your hoo-ha was burning and sensational because of jalapenos?
Yes.
This is outrageous. What do you have to say for yourself?
Agreed on the outrageous count. This is a personal issue, not a legal matter. I think it's a bit of silliness that we're even here. She spins a good yarn, I'll give her that.
Okay. I don't know if I've heard that one before. Have you heard that one?
I've never heard that
Spins
one
a good
before. That's
yarn.
It's a Midwest expression.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. I mean, I did the context clues, but okay.
Interesting case. And let me get this straight. Not only he was late to picking her up from the airport by 2.5 hours, what seems like, and leaving her stranded in an unfamiliar city, but now when they ran into this issue that she had to be taken to the ER, he just leaves her there because according to the plaintiff's testimony, she had to call him multiple times so he could come and pick her up. What kind of boyfriend does that? I understand maybe he gotten mad at her, suspecting her of infidelity and some things that she contracted during those infidelities, but then he would not even stay with her in a strange city that she doesn't live in. She came to visit you specifically, and you just leave her alone at the ER. What do you guys think about this? Please put it in the comments and let's go back.
So you were dating this woman for over a year. Is it true that you kept her waiting at the airport for upwards of 3 hours?
I had worked a 14-hour shift the night before, and
Okay, so that's a yes or no question, sir.
I have a text here that,
So that's a yes or no question. Did you keep her waiting at the airport for hours?
regrettably, yes.
Okay, so what text message do you want to show me, sir?
She had asked me to prepare a dinner because I know.
Okay, go ahead and give that to my bailiff.
I guess I know a thing or two in the kitchen, so
Okay.
she said, why don't you get some wine and cook us a nice meal? And, you know, I don't do anything halfway, so I was trying to make a nice meal for us, and I was underslept, and, you know, I did my best, but, you know,
Okay.
I guess, so sue me, I was a little late to the airport.
Oh, she did sue you. That's why we in court today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you should do something romantic when I get here. Oh, yeah, like what? I don't know, maybe cook us a nice dinner. You say, okay, sure. And maybe get us a nice bottle of wine. You say, okay, I'll make you a nice dinner and we'll have some nice drinks. Awesome. So that's fine, but that does not explain why she was waiting at the airport for 3 hours.
Like I said, you know, life happens. I was underslept.
Okay,
And
so you're not even going to try to make an excuse. Okay.
I did my best. I was working a 14-hour shift.
Okay,
and
so you do finally go get her. She comes back. Y'all are fighting. Fighting goes to making out and making love.
Yeah, as soon as I open the door, she's jumping my bones, and
Oh,
I, you know,
okay.
couldn't even get to the meal.
Okay. What about this accusation, Mr. Durham, that you put your jalapeno-infested hands on her lady regions?
I mean, like I said, I work at a restaurant. How could I not wash my hands? But those things are potent, you know.
So you're saying you did wash your hands?
Yeah, I wash my hands. I do it as it's almost a religious ritual. I work in a restaurant.
So you're saying that after you cut the condiments and the tomatoes and the veggies and the jalapenos, you
Right.
washed your hands?
With eucalyptus leaf soap.
Is that supposed to do something special? I guess
this
okay.
is special
I'm learning all
soap.
kind of stuff
This
from
is-
Mr. Durham today. Okay, all right. Ms. Milrod, what do you say to that? This man is saying that he did wash his hands.
Clearly not good enough because I got a burning sensation to where I had to go to the ER.
Show me your proof that you even went to the ER, ma'am, and how much you paid, because you're asking for $718.
Yes.
Thank
A
you.
trip to the
These-
ER, which I advised against.
Okay, hold on, sir.
These medical expenses I had to pay in full before I left the ER.
From what it sounds like, they didn't have good relationship to begin with. Now, when they're pointing fingers at each other and accusing each other of infidelity, it just seems like they were very casual and not really involved in the relationship. And one thing I would like to add, if you are overworked, if you work long hours and now you have girlfriend flying all the way from LA to be with you and you promise her a gourmet dinner and a bottle of wine, my thinking is, you work at a restaurant, order out, go pick up something on your way to the apartment. You don't have to cook it yourself, especially if you're in the restaurant industry. It's just so easy. In fact, you can invite a chef to your residence so he would cook for you if you have that kind of cash lying around. But you can always place an order and then pick it up on your way to the apartment. And guys, if you're familiar with food industry, I somehow was under the impression that any hot substances like jalapenos or hot chili peppers, they require gloves when you handle them. Is that true or is it not true? Please put it in the comments below and let's go back.
My goodness, and aren't you lucky that you had some great insurance?
Yeah.
Okay, I do see a full STD, STI scan here.
Yes.
I'm talking about herpes, both simplex, HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and hepatitis A, B, and C. And thankfully, all negative. Because you really thought you had something.
I was so scared.
Coming at me, criticizing me that I have some kind of venereal disease. It's just
So
ridiculous.
is that why you got upset, Mr. Durham, and broke up with her?
Absolutely. I mean, I had my suspicions about her. As she said, she's a model. She's a very beautiful woman, and you know,
She is.
she's around a lot of men. So I had already had my suspicions. So it's very insulting when she comes at me and tells me I'm infecting her. Like, this is.
May I please say, Your Honor, that
Good.
I used to work in a restaurant before I started modeling. I know what it's like in the restaurant business. He's a manager. A lot of people
Yeah, it's very
party.
it's very ancestral,
It's
actually. I think
yes.
anybody who's worked in a restaurant, it's more sex
Knows.
going on there than Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So she's got a point there, sir. So to the extent that she might have been messing around, so had you. So that accusation cuts both ways. Y'all coming from this awkward airport car ride to getting to his home finally. It goes from fighting to loving. Were you the initiator there in the hanky-panky?
Come on.
I was.
Okay.
I was.
Okay.
I missed him.
And it wasn't
Okay.
bad.
Thank you, you two. You think y'all gonna get back together,
No.
Mr. Durham?
Hey, I'm flexible, you know.
Yeah, there's that acquiescing going on again. Okay, let me tell you what the court's gonna do, you two. Listen, Ms. Milrod, what you've described to the court today sounds awful. I'm gonna tell you woman to woman, that whole situation and region is as sensitive as they get, and to have that level of pain and burnings, I mean, it sounds like a horrible commercial. I'm very glad to hear that you are healthy and safe, because we all know it could have been worse, and that would have been a real misfortune.
Yeah.
It sounds like Mr. Durham could have been a better boyfriend to you. But what I do believe that Mr. Durham was truthful about today is that he, as a restaurant professional, routinely and regularly washes his hands. And without you having proof to the contrary, the court has to take some validity that this man did indeed wash his hands and made a good faith effort to protect harm from the jalapenos transitioning to you. But here's the fact that this case turns on, ma'am. This man didn't even pursue or initiate the sexual contact. That was something you started. And so therefore, you are inviting a risk of harm that comes with any sexual partner. So therefore, absent intent on his part, this court cannot find him liable for your medical expenses. Thus, the court is going to dismiss the plaintiff's case. That is my ruling.
Let's agree to disagree. I'm not 100% buying the explanation that the Judge Ebony gave to us regarding why she ruled this way. I do believe he's responsible. So what we have is a lady flying to meet her boyfriend in San Francisco. She's perfectly well and fine, and she's feeling no symptoms whatsoever. So the moment she gets into his apartment and they start, their fling, she starts feeling the burning sensation down under. And there is no other explanation other than he did not wash his hands properly. There was nothing else. I mean, she went to ER. They ran all the tests. And even if one of them came back positive, that would have been on her. However, they all came back negative, meaning that the only way she could have gotten whatever the symptoms she was having is because of him not executing proper care while handling hot food. What do you guys think about this? Do you agree with me or do you agree with Judge Ebony? Please put it in your comments below, and thank you so much for watching.